Well, hello everybody. Those of you who know my tanks know this sponge quite well. Um, I claim to have mostly filterless tanks, but I do have this sponge on my aeration, and I have mentioned before that I use it for collecting scuds to feed my fish. It does not so much of a filtration, except for keeping baby fry out of the impellers of the water circulation system, but see all these little scuds all over here. Well, they hide. Fishies get a lot of them, but so many of them hide, I harvest them and feed them to the fish and donate some to the local fish store. So I'm going to show you how I do this. First, I start by turning off my pump, pulling my filter out, and here in just a moment I'll show you the filter in the cup. So I've got the filter, had it placed in a bowl. I don't know if you can already see some of those scuds floating around in there, but basically, sorry for the squeaky chair, give it a little squishing in here, and it has been about 4 or 5 months since I've cleaned this filter, and as you can see from the looks of this water, it's not so much filtering out dirt as it is making a great place for the scuds to colonize. And kind of my process here, I keep going in between containers of this one and this container. So what I'll do here next, I'll actually leave the sponge in there. Try not to make too big of a mess. See, I got a few left in there. Bunch in the sponge here. Then I usually separate them out and put them into another cup. So do this multiple times. I don't know if you can see all those scuds on there. I slowly scrape them into this third cup. And we're going to get to the good stuff here in a minute, so please hang on through this boring moment. But this also works if you want to start another culture in another container, want to get some separated out. You have a sponge filter in your tank. It's a good place to find them. Alright, so I got those. There's a few left in this bowl. And I know there's easier ways, but this is the way that I do it, and it works with my setup for what I'm doing. Alright, so we got that, and we go in here. We can already see there's a few of them swimming around in here. I just give it a little, and I don't squish the bugs in the net, I just kind of slosh it around a little bit, trying to get some of them to come out. I don't know if you can see that in the camera there. And again, as you can tell from the water, it's a little murky, but the sponge isn't really designed for filtering. It's for I use it to keep fry from going back into the impeller. I do actually have a canister filter. There's nothing in it though. It's just I just use it for circulating, getting aeration in the system. And I guess there is some biological filtration in this filter, but I typically, yeah, well, there's plenty of biological in the tank. See, the little guy is getting all over me here. right, and we got some in here. I just keep going back and forth and back and forth until I get them all. And I might do this 10 times back and forth, just to try to get as many as I can. I know I'm never going to get all of them, but I like to get if I'm going to be wasting my time not wasting my time, spending my time, investing my time doing this, I want to make it as wise of an time investment as possible. But I'm not going to bore you with all this. I'll come back here in a moment when we got her pretty much done. Alright, so got most of them. Tried dumping them out of the cup here. There's always a few hang out in the bottom there. But as you can see, well, maybe you can see, that's a pretty good little pile of Scuds there. Let's say hundreds. Let's put them in here. And the reason I do all this back and forth with clean water, if you don't mind the dirty water getting back in your tanks, you can just put it in. But I'm going to be donating these to my local fish store to feed to some of his fish. And he does a good job. He likes feeding, Blue Coral Reef is the name of it, here in Missoula, Montana. Does mostly, specializes in salt water, but he also has fresh water, and he's the only non-corporate in town. Helped set me up with my salt water about 20 years ago. He's worked for almost every fish store that's been through Missoula. Very knowledgeable guy, passionate about the hobby, loves his fish, and that's where I get my fish from. So it's nice knowing that the place I get my fish from, the fish are treated exceptionally well. Alright. I don't know how this is going to come through on camera. Try to do it without making the chair squeak too much, but that is a whole poop ton of Scuds. Let me try to reposition the camera here. Alright. Yeah, not sure how many are there. Could pretty safely say hundreds. Try to do this without dumping. Those tasty little morsels. Amazing tank cleaners. If you ever have hair algae, this will take care of it, but it'll also eliminate all your moss, so it's kind of a trade-off. And then trying to get rid of the Scuds, not easy. But yeah, I'll work on, got most of them out. Oh, I bet that was loud. Gotcha. Alright, well, I'm going to put these into a small baggie so I can get them to my local fish store. It's kind of cool how you can see the shadows of all of them moving around. But yeah, that is how I harvest Scuds out of my filter. Usually takes me about an hour doing it this way because I'm trying to do it clean, so I can end up with a nice clean product. And I know this isn't the same as culturing them professionally. I am going to end up getting some little 2 to 5 gallon buckets with air stones and throw plants in it and use that just for harvesting Scuds on more of a larger scale setup. Should also be receiving some Daphnia seeds or eggs this coming Monday, so I don't know which video I'll post first, this one or that one, but excited about that. I have lots of live cultures. Did a lot of fish breeding, lots of happy fish. Again, they're in my pea puffer tank. Had them for almost 2 years. Haven't had to feed the pea puffers once. And actually, every time I've tried to feed them, they just like, oh, what's that? Oh, looks like I got a little guppy. Better put him back home. He's probably like, what am I doing in here? Must have been stuck in the filter. But anyhow, that's going to be it for today. I'm going to put this sponge filter, back in my tank, and in probably another 3 to 4 months, I'll probably harvest again, unless I need to come up with some scuds before then. Thank you for watching. Again, for more updates, don't forget to subscribe. If you like the video, please like it. If you have any questions about this, why I didn't do it a different way, if you have recommendations for me, leave it in the comments. I love comments. I want to learn and want to help you learn. So the more we can do to get information out there for each other, help each other learn from each other's mistakes, the better. Thank you. Hell yeah. And also on the lower left, you're going to see my culturing playlist with a bunch of my fish food culturing videos. And in the upper left hand corner, well, that one will be a surprise. Bye bye.